Hello. Welcome to another episode of Blaze and Soul Podcast.
We are back.
Yes.
And black. We took a momentary break last week, and we showed you guys the replay of the grand opening, as well as the book launch of my wife,
which was amazing.
It was pretty spectacular.
So amazing. Yes, thank you to everyone that made it so amazing.
Yes, it was. We had clowns and elephants. And
no, we didn't. We had amazing performers, but they were not.
My head is shiny.
They were, because it's hot.
Yeah, it's hot. All right. Yes. Anyway, so we are back. Have fun with you guys. Highlight community leaders and business entrepreneurs and role models in the community to give a different take and a spotlight on the Black and Asian community with all of the, for lack of a better term, hate that has been going on the last year and a half, almost 2 years, for both communities. It's good to shine a light on people who are out there and making it happen and kind of champion that cause. So it's what we do every Wednesday. We have another special guest this week. But before I do let my wife introduce the guest speaker, I just want y'all to understand the conversation we had off air when she was like, Marcelo always talking about he from the D. People from the D do things different. He from the D. She was like, he don't know. I'm from the E.
E-Town.
I was like, what's
Elgin?
the E? She was like, Elgin, Illinois. Man, I almost fell out my chair. That was hey. It doesn't have the same ring to it.
Whatever.
It is not the same. The D is the D.
Whatever.
You can make like a L for Elgin or do it however you want to roll, but that was hilarious to me. So everybody from Elgin.
Hi Elgin. Shout out to E-Town.
And those from the D, yes, look funny right now, like E-Town. No, it's the D, always the D. But all right,
Chi-Town.
that's my Chi-Town. I mean, Chi-Town is
our
Chi-Town.
next guest speakers from Chi-Town.
Hey, nothing wrong with Chi-Town, but when you say the D, everybody know what the D
not
is.
Everybody.
Oh, there's there. Yes.
Let's call my dad and ask him.
He would be like, Detroit, what?
No.
What, son? What are you talking about? You can ask Trump crazy ass, and he'll be like, yeah, I know what the D is. Detroit, Michigan. So
I don't know.
Everybody know what the D is.
I doubt it.
It's legendary in nature, so But anyway, I digress. Please introduce our guest.
Yes. So our next guest speaker is she is the CEO of Dee Butterfly Effect, and she is here to speak legal terms and legal things with us, but also she's going to share her journey to where she came from to get to where she is right now as an entrepreneur, a CEO of her own company, Dee Butterfly Effect. So without further ado, and by the way, just to add it in, she was one of our very first clients when we opened up during the pandemic last year. So, and now she's become more of a client. So, but without further ado, I'd love to introduce you to Miss Dominitrice. Hello. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. Thank you
for joining us tonight. Yes.
You were present for that whole E-Town debacle that we were just talking about.
Yes, I was.
You heard that, so I do have a witness to that. But okay, we'll move forward.
What's wrong? From E-Town.
That's for a whole nother segment that we'll do. So we'll just keep it for now.
I was made in Thailand.
Once again, it's a whole nother topic there. We'll keep it moving. So
speaking of E-Town and E-Town, I am from Chicago, born and raised in Humboldt Park. Nice. So I got to give credit where it's due.
I feel Chi-Town. I feel that, but the D is the D. It's just it's its own entity. No, sweetheart, please tell everybody what your business is.
Okay, my name is Dominitrice. My business is I'm a paralegal doing consulting services on the side. Where I basically freelance as a virtual service. So I offer a variety of different things. Um, so my clientele is a wide range of people. Right now, I assist attorneys, real estate agents, brokers, and I handle small tax assignments for individuals. Um, right now, it's pretty good, and I just like to serve others and be of assistance. Some of the things that I've handled is probate, estate, real estate, family law. I do notary jobs, some litigation, a wide range of other tasks from compliance matters, auditing, some trial exhibits. Uh, the list goes on. That's why I have to write it down because I'm like, my hands is in so many areas.
Sure.
Um,
So basically, and I know this is only one like modality that you have with your business, but so an attorney, instead of hiring in-house paralegals, can actually hire you out to do some of the I won't say minor because nothing's minor when it comes to the legal aspect, but he will have you do some of the groundwork for him so that A, he doesn't have to do it himself, but B, he might save money by not having an in-house person do it and pay the all the additional fees that come with having a full-time employee. And so he'll contract you out for certain aspects of whatever he's doing at any time.
And that
absolutely.
would have been like a perfect networking opportunity. We had a couple of lawyers that were going to be scheduled to come on soon too. So we'll have to connect you guys. It's a husband and wife dual, so they might need your services. They do have their own practice. And we also have a client that's in Elgin that does real estate law. She's a lawyer, not a client, but she's been on our podcast before. So we'll have to connect you guys as well.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
No doubt. Now, it is, like I said, one of the things that we highlight on our show is, people taking that initiative, being entrepreneurs, starting their own company, kind of blazing their own trail. But for many of us, that's not an easy task to do.
Right.
Usually there are, a lot of pitfalls along the way. So please, why don't you tell us a little bit about your story of how you got to be an entrepreneur, a business owner?
Oh wow. It's funny.
Did you know you wanted to do this in school? This is what I
No,
want to do.
absolutely not. Actually, I decided I wanted to become an entrepreneur during COVID.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. So I do work full time. I work at the university for the general counsel and the vice president. So we were sent home to work remotely. And although I was working from home and I had my hands full and I was working at home, I was like, wait a minute, this might not be a bad idea.
I think a lot of people felt that way.
And so I was like, so I was like, oh, well, I'm working at home. And throughout the years, I was realizing, hey, I'm losing a lot of my experience that I've gained while I was at school and during the workshops I attend twice a year, attended the paralegal workshops throughout the year. I need to brush up my paralegal skills. And I just had this heart because I spoke to another paralegal at one of the workshops before COVID, and she was expressing to me that it was so hard for her to look for a job and no one would give her an opportunity. And so a lot of things started hitting me. So not only did I decided to start my entrepreneurship at home because I need the experience.
Right.
Then as I started my journey, I started gaining more thoughts and ideas on top of this entrepreneurship journey. Like, okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? So it's like I started building and building and building, but it's like, okay, Dee, you just threw yourself into this. you need to get some organization. You need to get some structure because now you're like working around the clock and like you're working full time. You have your family and you got to get your house in order. So it's like, you know, that thing like you're Wonder Woman, Superwoman, like you got to keep it all together. Meanwhile, it's like, okay, Dominitrice, you want to do this. So do you really have what it takes? Yes, I have the passion. Yes, I want to do this. And I want my children to see that, hey, mom is taking on and doing something that she have a passion for.
Sure.
And if she can do it, maybe we all can do it and stick this out as a family. So my passion came from not only COVID, but wanted to serve and help others and know that if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Sure. Now, as far as training or education is concerned, as far as a paralegal, what steps did you take to prepare yourself for this position?
Okay, so the steps to take as a paralegal. When I graduated from high school, I received my certificate as a paralegal and got my associates in science.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So there is a course and certification to become a paralegal and be certified.
Yes.
Okay. When you started, was there any trepidation? Were you a little frightened? You know, when you're starting your own business, you're kind of throwing yourself out there to the masses. So what was your thought process when you first decided to start the business?
Exactly what you just said. I threw myself out there to the masses, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to throw myself out there. I'm being honest. I threw myself out there and I took a leap on myself. I took that risk. I even shared it with Laura when I first met her. And I said, I don't know what the heck I'm doing, but whatever I'm doing, God is sending people my way. And they trust and believe in me. They trust and believe in me. And I got the job done. And they was like, Dee, we need you to do this. Dee, we need you to do that. I didn't even have to market. They was just coming my way through referrals. And I was getting the job done. And I was just humbled by the experience. And I was glad that people was willing to take that risk on me. And to this very day, it's a humbling experience to know what I'm capable of doing with the believing that God is there with me, because I am a woman of faith. So I give honor where honor is due. And I don't take that for granted because I don't think I would be where I'm at if it wasn't for God being with me. Because I would tell you, I just text Laura, I just did an entrepreneur refresher course. And I graduate Saturday. And in this course, it was a 12-week accelerated course through Sunshine Enterprise. And I was like, oh, wow. I guess I've been doing it the wrong way. So I'm glad that I was able to, one of my clients actually referred me to the entrepreneur course. And I was able to take the course, and I was able to learn about structure. I was able to learn about the mission, the vision, the purpose, accounting, books, marketing, everything, registering your business. Like I have the whole like structure of entrepreneurship, and
now
basically
you could teach that and train, now you could share with your clients.
Yes.
And help them with structuring their business and things like that.
Yes, the binder is like so yeah, and they even provided me with like software worksheets, and I'm like, okay, this is going to be my foundation, this is going to be my basis. And now it's like, okay, now that I know better, I would do better. So this year has been like a fourth circle for me to basically get things together. Like I've been getting by.
But you know what? That's the best way though. You just get started and then perfect it along the way. Like sometimes people think too long and too much that they talk themselves out of it, or they share it with the wrong people, and then their dreams are crushed because then those people are like putting negative things on their head, because of their own limitations that they're projecting on you. So you're doing it the right way. Jump and then figure it out later, perfect it along the way.
Yes.
So, now this decision of becoming a business owner, of course, affected your loved ones as well. So, how did your hubby take it when you were like, you know what, I'm gonna start a business. Let's do this.
Oh, well.
You had to do that. Uh-oh.
Well,
we're on live, babe. She might not. You can
no, it's okay. It's okay.
No, I'm not
Initially, he was more concerned that, like, babe, you're not going to be able to do that. You have a full-time job. Why would you put yourself in a situation like that? I said, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it with my hands.
Right.
I said, just watch me. So he was like, okay, whatever. You could do it. You could do it. So I'm like, okay. So I did it, and he supports me, and he's proud of me. And he was like, you did it, and he said, I'm proud of you. I said,
it's very good. Very good to have that that support.
And there's a fan on here as well, Lania Thompson. Does she know you or?
Oh, that's my niece.
Okay. Did you see the comments that she had? Yay, and so pretty, and hearts. So your niece is your fan here. Lania. Make sure whoever's watching, you guys share, because we're gonna talk to Dominitrice about what she does. You might get some information for yourself or for you to share with your loved ones that may be beneficial for you when it comes to paralegal and the law and forms and things like that.
So what was your water break moment? When was that moment where you're like, you know what? This worked. I got this. You know what? It's coming to fruition.
Oh, wow.
You know what?
You know what? It was actually one of my clients. It was actually, I had a moment with one of my clients, and we was out to lunch. And she was like, Dee, if I could, I would hire you full time. Like, I don't want nobody else to have you. And then she said, you know what? I want you to just manage my business. And at that very moment, she was like, you're no longer my paralegal. You're just going to be my manager. And I was like, am I really making that much of a difference in serving you and helping you in your business? She said, yes, you helped me to determine that I no longer want to work my full-time job. I'm just going to branch out and start a practice. And I was like, and I didn't cry in front of her, but when I got home, I cried because I was like, wow, I guess I am really helping and I'm making a difference. And I'm sorry, it's really emotional because it's it's in the little things that, you think like it's just administrative work, but the administrative work goes way beyond administrative work because I like to be engaged with people. I like to socialize. I like to talk, even though I'm an introvert. It's the other part of me where I'm like, oh, let's talk. Oh, what do you need done? Oh, what can I do for you? Like, I like to be engaged. I want to get to know you,
Definitely. Sure. Well, you want to know what was my breaking moment?
What was your breaking moment?
That I was in the right path with opening up my business. What was the moments and the interaction that we had with you? I will never forget that very first moment. It just like
I cried.
I know you cried. Look, I'm sorry. It's like,
I'm just here.
You did. So babe, I don't know if you knew this, but when Dominitrice wanted to get headshots, we do professional headshots. I was shocked because I don't know how she found us all the way from Chicago. I'm like, my shop is in Elgin. It's okay, I'll drive. I'm like, okay. So she actually showed up and we did her hair and makeup. And then when we did the reveal, when she saw herself for the very first time, she was about to cry. And I'm like, what's wrong? Like, wait, we got to do your photo shoot. Hold on. I'm like, don't cry yet. Wait to tell us after your photo shoot, you know. And then after we did her photo shoot, she's like, she said that she has not seen herself like made up or done a photo shoot or anything like this since high school.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and
a wedding.
Or what? Oh, your wedding. That's right.
Wedding.
And that was like some years ago, right? Or 18, was it like something about 18 maybe? I don't remember. But
yeah, it was, yeah.
But she's not seen herself. And when I opened up Beautiful Potential, that was what I wanted. I wanted to have women feel good. I wanted them to be their full potential. I wanted them from inside to outside, from business development to personal development. I wanted to help women. And those moments that you and all the other clients after you, you know, and the referrals and everything, like when I hear about those moments that I've impacted their lives, that's when it's confirmation. Because, you know, you step into entrepreneurship and you don't, sometimes you doubt yourself, like, am I doing the right thing, you know? But when you have clients like you and other people you impact, just like you shared your story with the lawyer, that's how you know that you're in the right path and that God has put you there to allow you to be with those people that are, you know, confirming that you're in the right path. And so I just want to thank you.
Thank you.
My watershed moment
was
okay. And I'm going to get emotional here.
You got sweat all over.
Okay, so my watershed moment was Kevin Garnett in the NBA had just won his first championship, and he said anything is possible. And right then, I knew he was talking to me.
Hey, that's part of my biography.
So when I heard him grab the ball and shout I was like, Kevin's talking to me right here. So that's when I knew that I was on the right path, because Kevin Garnett, all the way from Boston, reached out to me on TV and told me anything is possible.
So I'm just getting him back for last week, because I had to sit through 1 hour of the guys talking about sports on our show last week. And it went just over my head.
I told myself I wasn't going to get emotional.
A lot about sports.
I told myself I was not going to get emotional, but that was
sports. Guys always get emotional. If y'all not getting emotional, y'all yelling.
Get emotional about sports. Get emotional about other things. You know, that's why you got men and women.
Shout out to Kevin Garnett out there. Thank you for the support, brother. And
I use your quote too in my biography too.
Yeah, you go. There you go. That was just perfect for me. No doubt. So
back to you.
Yes.
What?
I was going to let you speak, but I was going to say, in a typical day, what would be your ideal client and what would you do for them?
Okay, so my ideal client, say for instance, attorney I would work for, they provide, one attorney have her own databases, but I also have Westlaw. I have my own computer. I have my own printers. I have my own supplies. I can meet you anywhere. I have my own postage. I have my own FedEx, my UPS. I have a lot of things that set up in place where it is provided. Only thing that I don't provide is the database, because I prefer to use the client's database because I don't want no discrepancies. And I'm really, really head on when it comes to confidential matters. So I prefer that you use your own database, so there won't be no discrepancies in that matter. E-filing, I prefer also to use the client's information as well, so that your information could stay with your information, basically, if that makes sense. Because e-file is filed with your attorney number and it stays with you. So wherever you go, it stays with you. That's my
hubby.
Yes, it is.
And there's Sierra Randall Flowers. As
So,
always, you are so amazing, and I'm proud of you.
oh, thank
Y'all gonna get
you.
me emotional again. Y'all. Chill out.
Um, so I prefer it that way. And I always like keep copies electronically. I can also do zip files. I also do PDF conversion.
Okay.
I also have Westlaw where I can get forms upload. I also do typing manually. Laura, I seen your headline for Microsoft and Excel. So I might take
Oh,
on the opportunity, even though I'm experiencing it, but it don't hurt to take
okay.
classes.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm
can
looking
give
into
you the
that as
whole, and
well.
whoever else wants it, I'm giving away free computer lessons online, strictly online. So, I know that having the right computer skills really, truly, you really need that nowadays. And as a business coach, that is my gift to you and to everyone that's listening. Reach out to me. I will send you the promo code, coupon code, so you can take these classes for free. It's about probably $97 for 5 Microsoft Office suite, and I will give you the full training for free. And you could do it from your own computer, whatever. So let me know if you need it.
Another thing that I do is with the estate planning and probate, I can also help you with certain matters. Some matters might require attorney to step in, but like power of attorney, me and Laura, we discussed that. That's something that I can assist with.
Yes.
Um,
What about estate planning and
Wills and stuff
wills
like
and
that.
different things like that?
yes,
Like, do they
I
need an
can
attorney for
definitely
that?
assist in that. Yes,
Huh?
I can definitely assist with the wills.
Okay. Okay. All
I
right.
see. Very diverse. Very diverse.
Yes. You
Now,
saw her list.
yes, I did.
We've been doing this for decades.
Now, in a perfect world, if everything is going correctly and the world is back to where it should be in 5 years, where do you
Ooh, I
kind of
was gonna ask that
where do you
question.
kind of see yourself?
So so my goal and my plan is to eventually expand into a consulting firm where I can not only branch out into more paralegal and administrative staff, but I also want to give back to the community and have interns come in, rather they're single moms and high schoolers, to train
Yeah,
them and
nice.
in the administrative role and also law clerks from law school.
Hmm.
Mm,
So that would be my ultimate goal because I know me personally, when I was coming up as a paralegal, it was hard for me to get a job as well. I, in fact, experienced where I had to train the opposite. I don't know how to put this without sounding too.
Say it however you would like to.
Okay, so I was not afforded opportunities because of my race, and I had to train the another Caucasian girls on 3 different occasions in 3 different opportunities I was in.
that you
The
were passed
same
up.
job that I was doing,
Wow. Wow.
and they got hired for the position. I experienced that in 3 different jobs.
Yep. And we
Um,
I believe it.
and another situation, I was also um, um, was discriminated because of my race, and I had to leave a place. So that's why I want to eventually open up this consulting firm. It's hard in this field, and that's why I'm so grateful to be where I'm at and in the position that I'm in. And I just want to be able to give back to those that are unfortunate and do not have the experience they have and
That's
need.
awesome.
And they could be able to network with the clients. And maybe the
Right.
clients would feel, oh, have a fit for them in their area or office for them. Well,
Yes.
they're able to pay them.
sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. And we discuss racial discrimination
Mm-hmm.
and problems that various people of color have in the business world. So we we go into quite a lot of depth on those topics and subjects. We've heard a lot of tales of it being harder because president shows, especially in the boardroom and in business structures. So yeah, don't be afraid to tell your truth.
Tell your truth. I did. My book. You see my book. I tell it all. All the racism I've been through, breaking through that bamboo ceiling. So definitely tell your story. Don't be afraid to speak up and tell your story. I know that a lot of people don't like the topic and they avoid it, but in order for us to move forward, we have to keep that dialogue open and let the person speak their truth. That's what our show is all about, is for both sides. We don't pick sides. Somebody could be Republican, somebody could be Democratic. We want to hear all sides of the story from every single person, or race and on different topics, because that's the only way we're going to heal.
This is true. Yes. And we had that conversation.
Yeah.
As my wife so eloquently put it before we got on the air, and for our audience out there, she was like, "Oh yeah, and you're in a biracial relationship too," which I thought was a little cringe-worthy.
Myself.
I thought that was a little cringe-worthy, but it is what it is. But tell us, in today's society, no matter what culture you and your spouse come from, it always seems like there are negative people out there and haters when you are in a biracial relationship. So what is your thought process on not only being in a biracial relationship, but also the fact of has that affected you guys in any way? Sometimes it does affect couples, sometimes it doesn't, as far as getting negativity from that. No doubt. Puerto Rico in the house.
Puerto Rico.
I feel you, big dog. Represent.
So it has not affected us. In the community we're in, it affected us to a certain extent. I'm grateful for the relationships we have with certain people, but unfortunately, we live in a predominantly Caucasian neighborhood, and some people are very nice and friendly, and then you have some people that are not friendly. That's just the world we live in. I'm just going to be honest.
Sure.
And in terms of my relationship with my husband, it affects us a little bit, if I can honestly speak, Mr. Gonzalez.
He can come on the show if he would like to come on.
Let me just put
Come on, Jacob.
Let me just put a disclaimer out there, because I'm always for the husband. I'm always championing the husband. So don't say anything that will
I wouldn't do that.
That will require discussion later on.
I wouldn't do that. No. Yeah, I love him. It didn't affect us a lot, but my husband, he lives in a world where everyone's good. He don't see color, and we all should get along. And that's a great perspective and good way to see things.
Sure.
Me, on the other hand, if I see something ain't right, like Jacob did, what? They're mistreating our children.
Right.
I'm going to call them out. No, that ain't right. No, I'm about to step in. I'm part of the diversity committee, so I got people on speed dial, like, no, you need to handle this. You need to take care of this. And he's like, baby, it's not always about race and color. Yes, it is, because they're singling certain races out or certain people out.
Yeah.
You can't tell me. And then once he found out or something's going on, he's like, oh, I guess you're right. And he'd be like, maybe it's not always what it seems, but I guess I have to give people the benefit of the doubt. So he tried to give people the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, of course.
But me, I'm like, no. I'm a thinker and I'm very watchful, and I'm Black. So I'm treated differently. I even explained to Laura, I told her when I'm with my husband, of course, I'm treated differently because, he said, see, she's right. I'm treated differently. You know, they don't see me with my mannerisms. They don't know that I'm educated. They don't know that I'm nice or kind or respectful or I'm a woman of faith. They don't see none of that. They just see a Black woman.
Right.
You know, so they're often intimidated, or they think I'm disrespectful or I'm no good. And that's not true. And that's not right. Like, I'm a human being.
Right.
You know, I don't do anything and I'm not disrespectful. I have friends from many different races and I treat people all the same. A person is a person at the end of the day. And I have friends that are cops. I have friends from different professions. I would never disregard or mistreat anyone. So, you know, I stand
had a recent run-in with the police as well, and they didn't know you knew law. You knew
yes,
law.
yes. Mm-hmm.
Like your brother and all of that. So,
and I don't know if I told you, but I have a meeting with the mayor and the chief of police next Tuesday
about that situation.
Yes, I do.
See?
Yeah.
You just never know who you.
Wait a minute.
Because something happened with her brother and she went and intervened and they didn't know she was an educated paralegal that knows the lawyers and the judges and everybody in the courthouse and knows your boss and your chief of, and so he mistreated her.
Yeah. And my brother.
And her brother.
Yes.
So she went to who she needed to go to, and now they have a meeting next week to go over that situation.
That's what's up.
We shared this story in a couple of previous podcasts, but similar story. My husband, he has.
This is a good one. Listen to this.
Yeah, so he, I don't know if I shared this with you or not, but he, his business started out in Grand Rapids, Michigan, where we are from. And when we moved here, where we used to live, not where
I'm
we're
from the D.
He's from the D, where we used to live.
Hey, don't stop forgetting about the D. He's making it very clear he's from the D.
Ain't nothing wrong with Grand Rapids. Don't get me wrong. But I'm born and bred, so I mean.
Yes, he's proud of the D. But we used to live in Grand Rapids. His business, iLocal online marketing, we started off in Grand Rapids, and so when we moved out here, we still had clients that he had to go visit every week. So he would drive up there every week. And so many times he would come home, babe, I got pulled over again. Like it would be right around the Indiana area. And I was like, whatever, what are you doing wrong? Why did you swerve? Did you do this? Why do you keep getting turned over? I did not believe him. I'm like, are you falling asleep? You shouldn't be driving that much. Why? You keep getting tickets, you keep getting pulled over around the same area around Indiana. So one time I'm like, I had to go up there. Unfortunately, one of my girlfriends had passed away. And so I had to go up to Grand Rapids. I said, can I come with you for the funeral while you go up there and meet with clients? And so I rode with him, and sure enough, we're in Indiana, and sure enough, I'm like, that's not for us, is it? Yeah, I'm sure it's for us. So I'm like, oh, I guess, what did you do? You're going the speed limit. You're like nothing. You're not doing anything wrong. Like, why is he pulling us over? And so he pulled us over, and first thing he pulled us over, flashed his light, or no, it was daytime, so he didn't have a flashlight, but kind of like walked up to the window, and the whole thing, license, registration, please, where you headed, like 1,000 questions. Why you going to Michigan? You going to work for what? For work? Let me see your ID. He wanted to see my ID. Do you have any drugs or alcohol or anything or weapons in the car?
Mind you, I'm in a two-piece.
He's in a suit and getting treated like that. I'm in a black dress because I had to go to a funeral. And so, and so he started harassing us for driving on the left lane. That was his excuse.
No, what he said was
too long on the left lane.
You got in a passing lane. He seen the truck that I was passing. It was an 18-wheeler. So I moved into the left lane to pass the car. He said I didn't move back over to the right lane fast enough. So that's why he pulled us over.
And I said,
Are you serious?
yeah. I said, officer, I didn't know that was a rule, number one. Number two, how about all those other cars driving in the left lane of the highway? Well, I didn't catch them. I caught you guys. Yeah, so he harassed us to the point where I missed. Well, he's like, well, where are you going? I said, to my friend's funeral. And he's going to work. Where do you work? Da, da, da. I'm going to my friend's funeral. Well, where's the funeral? I don't freaking know. I just lost
None of your business.
Sympathy.
Now, let me interject with a little bit of how it happened, because she seems very calm right here. And officer, just let us go. No. She see me getting mad because he like, hey, can I search the vehicle right quick? And I'm like, no,
you need
not.
to search
So I'm like,
warrant.
no, you can't search. I'm through answering questions. You can't search nothing. So now she just breaks out and says, oh my God, I'm gonna miss her funeral, and busts out crying. So now I'm like, okay, I got my wife crying over here. I'm mad at my man. We kind of had a stalemate, and I'm like, all right, you know what? To get my wife here, what I told him was, if you're using your authority as a police officer to demand a search, I will have to do that. But be aware that I will be down at the police station the very next week to file a complaint. Mm-hmm. He was like, I understand that. I don't understand why you're so mad right now.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. I ain't say nothing. I just got out the car.
Why are you so agitated?
Yeah, why are you so agitated? Because you pulled us over and you asking me, oh, you own a business? You got a business card?
Yeah.
What do you do?
Where are you going? Who's your client you're going to see? Like, all sorts of questions.
She crying. I'm getting patted down. He asked me, do I have any drugs? I'm in a 3-piece. You know what I'm saying? We in a nice car. So, and then after everything, I get back in the car. He goes, grabs my registration, insurance, and license, hands it to me and say, you guys have a good day. No ticket, no warning, no nothing. Just, all right, you guys have a good day. And walk.
I missed my friend's funeral.
Yeah.
By the way, yeah.
But the big part of this story is her husband coming home from a long day of driving, dealing with clients, driving back, getting home at 9 and 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, man, I got pulled over again. And what was her response?
Again?
Man, what are you doing? What you doing? You don't supposed to be driving that late, because I don't know. Knowing I'm a far better driver than my wife.
I'm like, you must be really tired.
Yeah, she like, you gotta be doing something. I'm like, yeah, I'm driving while black. She like, no.
Yes, that's a real thing. I used to didn't believe it, but that's a real thing.
Yes, wholeheartedly. So the moral of the story is that it does exist.
Yeah.
And wives, when your husband tells you something, have faith and believe that he is telling you the truth. I have many stories.
You have to put that in, huh?
Hey, I have many stories where I'd be like, hey, the answer is blue, babe. She like, I don't know, it might be green. Then she find out it's blue, and she's like, oh, I guess it was blue. So wives, believe your husbands.
Husbands too. Believe your wives.
That's another.
There you go, Laura. That's a good plug. Thank you.
That's another episode.
Believe your wives too as well. Yes, sir.
Oh, that'd be a great podcast. That'd be a great podcast. The husband and wife.
Oh yeah.
No, actually, matter of fact, put Jacob's comment up there.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about right there. That's brotherhood right there. Okay, understand that flat out.
Oh my goodness.
No, but we do plan on having a podcast where we have a ton of couples that are in biracial relationships. So what we were going to do is we were going to have. She calls it like a family night where we're playing games against each other and stuff, and then we do it on the podcast. I, in turn, call it a battle of the sexes, where we show you guys how the men do things, far as, like and a family feud and that type of thing. So we'll definitely put you guys down so that the men can represent and show you guys the same.
Oh,
that's a good one. That's a good one. We're going to crush y'all. We're crush y'all.
Back to the whole race thing. Sometimes I believe, people who have never truly experienced it to the level of another person, like their mind and their perspective can only go so far, unless you have actually experienced it, because even during this pandemic, like people don't understand that racism does exist. And you see people or comments about, oh, if you don't, you're just making it up and making it big deal and da 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 da. And that's their perspective because they've never been through it. They've never been, bullied or harassed for their ethnicity and things like that. So their mind and their perception cannot understand what people who have experienced it, goes through. So
Absolutely.
I would say, to everybody, just get to know the other side. Just listen to the other person's story, empathize, listen to understand. Don't listen to just talk. Listen to really, really understand where they're coming from.
I definitely agree. Because once you listen to understand and not listen to respond, you get a better understanding and you gain more compassion and empathy.
You do. And, when you start that dialogue, when you start to talk about things and share stories, that's where the true connection comes in. You connect through stories. And that's why it's important to share those stories and share what you experience with other people who may not comprehend or who may not understand what you're going through, so.
Yes, true.
We had a great conversation about that last time at your office.
Yes, exactly.
Communication is the key. Undoubtedly.
It is, definitely.
And compassion. So wrapping up, sweetheart, if someone needs your services, even though you have a wide variety, so I think almost everyone needs your services that own a business. But if someone does need your services, tell them how they can contact you.
Yes, you can contact me at Dee Butterfly Effect LLC. I do have a website now. I am also on Facebook and Instagram at Dee Butterfly Effect LLC. So you can hit me up on that. I am also available at Dominitrice at thevirtualparalegal.com.
Awesome. Everybody go out there. With how the pandemic was, a lot of people had to furlough people and lay people off. It's just the nature of doing business sometimes. So to be able to have that resource where you can outsource some of these vital services and vital tasks that need to be completed benefits both you guys. So it benefits you because it keeps you with a plethora full of clients. It also benefits the business because if you ever owned a business, there's a ton of additional expenses that are involved with having a full-time employee in-house. So business owner saves money and gets quality work. You get a full book full of clients and everyone is happy and everybody is satisfied with the experience. So without a doubt, go out there, utilize her for the majority of the services and tasks that you have, and everybody will be the better for it.
Yes.
Definitely.
Hit me up.
There are a lot of people that watch our show that say that, some of the things they heard inspired them to kind of, you're always at that tipping point where you're like, I want to start a business, but I don't know if I should. So people that's on that ledge ready to make that jump, what would you tell them?
Do it. Don't hesitate. Just do it. Don't be afraid. Just do it. Even if you don't have it all figured out, just do it. Even if you don't have the finances, just do it. Everything will come together. Have faith and do it. If you need someone to vent to, if you need someone to talk to, you need the steps to take, you could reach out to me and ask for advice. Or accountability partner. I'm here. I can help you. I might not have all the answers, but you need a sister to lock arms with you. I'm here for you.
Awesome.
That's what's up. Thank you very much for taking your time to be with us. I know you're a very busy young lady, so we would like to thank you for being our guest speaker. Tell your husband that, we want to have you all on the show to have a little fun, and we without a doubt. But we would like to have you back on the show once we kind of get this squared away of what we're going to do with the various couples. But you have been a pleasure, and thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No doubt.
It's our pleasure.
Deuces. Thank you.
Yay!
All right, yeah, I am shiny for real.
You shiny for real?
I'm Mason Puff shiny. Oh, man. You know what that term means.
What's that mean?
Mason Puff, when they came out and they were doing the whole rap thing, when they started out, they wore shiny, like almost aluminum suits. Very shiny.
See, that is the okay. I have to look that up now.
Oh, I mean, everybody know the shiny suits. They know Puff. I mean, Puff worth like $900 million right now. I ain't mad. But thank everybody for being with us for this episode of Blazing Soul Podcast. Be on the lookout for us next Wednesday, same time, same bad channel. Once again, we're here to just highlight, like I said, community leaders, role models, give a voice to those who don't have a voice, and have a little fun along the way. So I will say, what up, Doe, to the D. And I will say, what's happening to, what is it?
Whatever, E-Town.
E-Town.
Whatever. You got jokes. Okay, babe. It's
sorry.
okay.
All right.
All right, guys.
Hey, man, y'all have a good time. I'll holler at y'all.
See you next Wednesday.
Peace.
Lock on.